knock, knocks on the door. Who answers the door? Josh. Hi, I'm the guy that murdered the security guy. Josh is just looking at him. Are you serious?
And I remember thinking, oh no, not again.
You're not gonna fucking believe what we just got here. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
I don't feel the effects of this at all.
I'll fucking suck your dick right now. I don't know what that jibber jabber you're saying to me is, but let's stop going over the same thing again and again.
Hey! This is a gated area. This shit fancy.
Fill her up.
You're listening to the Gas Digital Network. You're listening to Gas Digital Best of the Week.
Ain't natural born killers, Legion of Skanks. Welcome to the
So accused child Jeremy Guthrie is pulled over for DUI.
DUI? Oh, no, he's a child.
He's driving underage.
Driving under infants.
Oh, he had a bunch of kids with him in the car.
Yeah, he had 6 kids.
Drilling underage infants.
Okay.
Should we see the article
Let's
first?
hear him out.
Should we do the article or video first?
Video!
Guys,
Do the video.
Guys, this is serious. We can't make jokes about this.
Let's see.
Three? Got a quick question for you. Do you got any traumatic brain injuries?
Yes! Yeah, that, by the way, what an out they gave him. Yes! I got this crazy thing that makes me want to fucking hang out with kids.
Yes, anxiety. I have anxiety.
Thank you, officer. Thank you. I have a
what
mental
question.
problem.
What a question to ask a fucking.
Yes,
it's literally
I'm
like
crazy.
asking a pedophile who's been caught. Be like, sir, crazy question. Have you been Freaky Friday into someone else's body?
Yes.
Are you a child in an adult's body? He goes,
Oh, okay.
yeah!
Oh, that's so weird. You would ask that.
I don't know where the kid's at. The kid's body's gone with an adult.
It was Kevin Spacey.
I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow, and that guy you should go easy on. Like, that guy's me.
I'm finding the other guy. We got to find this mystical fucking relic that if we say a prayer over, we become back.
Sir,
in our
do you have a
bodies.
problem with being nervous and sweating too much? Yes. I got it from my father.
Possibly.
I hope he starts acting retarded. He's like,
This guy's not a good liar.
yeah, I'm retarded actually.
Possibly. Possibly? Why do you say possibly? It'd be a yes or a no.
But how do you know?
You would have to go to the doctor.
How would you know such things?
What is?
Goes,
what
let's
is
say the
it?
first thing's having 6 children that aren't yours in your car in the middle of the night.
You go, yeah, I got the vax. I've been acting a bit weird since the vax.
It's,
cop is
the
10
old jab.
seconds away from going, buddy, I'm trying to help you.
I know.
He goes, and these kids, what, are your neighbors? Because you're bringing them home from the park to bring them back to their parents? He goes, no. We came from my house and we're picking up another one of my friends. Sir!
I am wearing a booty cam.
Sir, I don't want to do all this paperwork. Just tell me that you're taking them home from a baseball game.
You've never fucked these kids.
That doesn't sound right to me.
Listen, let me explain this to you. We have a zero tolerance policy on switching lanes. I gotta follow up on this lanes thing, okay? But I'm willing to let all of this other shit go.
Sir,
If you tell me you have CTE.
let me guess. You're a member of that new group that rescues lost children, but they force you to drink.
You can hear him. You can hear him off mic.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about now.
Sir,
You can hear him go.
I don't know what that jibber jabber you're saying to me is, but that is not the case.
He's mouting. Say yes.
He goes, well, what is it then? He goes, I am a librarian.
I don't know what that horse shit you're spewing is,
Eden.
officer. I picked these kids up. I'm switching lanes illegally, and I'm drunk. Now let's get down to it.
I think I'm above the law. Get out of my face.
Let's stop going over the same thing again and again. Can I go, please? No. What?
He's like, well, you know what's
Driving them home? I don't know where their homes
I
are.
don't know that. I literally don't know
I
that.
found them in public.
They'll never see their homes again.
You look at their age. They don't know where their homes
You're
are.
living in the past.
Sir, drive more safe. They're going to let you off with a warning.
sir.
Thank
Blinker.
you.
You
Thank
know
you.
what? Yeah, he goes, you know what? I'm in a good mood tonight. You're lucky.
SDR Show. Let's go.
I want you to tell this story. This is a crazy story about you guys. This was definitely at a Danzig show, I believe, that a guy someone murdered someone, right?
Well,
and then 15 years later tried again. Tell the story in its full.
Try it again. Tell the story.
I'm fucking up the details.
We were playing. It's not the Fillmore, obviously. I forget what theater it is. It's a major theater in San Francisco, right? Like right near Market Street. We were opening up for Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude, apparently, we found out after the show. We didn't know any of this happened. I had a bus driver at the time, right? I think his name was Wiggy. I don't know what we called him, but he was like 3 feet tall. This guy was like almost like child size, right? And we found out that some lunatic was trying to get into the show after the show was sold out, get past security to kill someone from Typo Negative.
And by someone, it was probably Pete, right? Is
well,
that fair?
Yeah, it could have been.
Because you've been with the same woman your whole
Yes,
life,
yes,
you know?
It was probably Pete.
It was probably Pete.
Anyhow, he tried to get in. The security tried to stop him, and the guy stabbed the security guy in the heart and killed him on the spot.
Right.
Unbelievable.
And my 3-foot bus driver tackled him to the ground, hog-tied him practically, and got the knife out of him.
That's crazy.
So then he went to jail for manslaughter of all things, or whatever they
Right.
gave him, for 15 years. 15 years later, Typo's playing the same theater a day after he gets out.
come on.
I swear to God.
Get the fuck
I
outta
swear
here.
to
What are we
God.
doing here?
This is a true story. I don't got to bullshit with this stuff. And he's knocks on the door. Who answers the door? Josh. Hi, I'm the guy that murdered the security guy. Josh is just looking at him. Are you serious?
That's fucking
I
great.
proceeded to tell him I've turned over and I found God and all this stuff.
I
And
found
Josh,
God. P.S. Where's Pete right now?
So Josh just shut the door on him, and we alerted security. They got a picture of him. They hung pictures of him all over the venue, and they locked Peter in the...
That is wild.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this because I saw the email you sent me about the weird sexual experiences. I did have this guy, I call him the polite, because if you make it to this age and you're not married and don't have children, which I'm not and I don't, you'll have sex with a lot of people. Like I'm very much like Carrie from Sex and the City. And they all have names, So the polite was a guy from LA that came to New York to visit a couple times, and I really liked him. He was kind of hippie guy, but he definitely had hang-ups and emotional, not available, which is my wheelhouse.
Same.
And you don't want a girlfriend? Yes, you do. But anyway, this guy, he was nice. There was something cool about him. He was very handsome. He looked like one of Jesus's disciples.
Oh, Peter.
Yeah. Like Peter.
Yeah.
Like one of the better looking ones.
Yeah.
Exactly. And not just one of the...
I just named the first one I can remember.
Peter was a tax guy. Like he was at least clean and organized.
Okay.
So I get to... he comes to visit me, and we'd been talking for a long time on the phone and stuff, but we start fooling around on my couch, and that was very normal, which is why it made it really weird when he was like, should we move to your bedroom? And I was, and like that, like he's kind of this hippie LA guy, and he's like, shall we move to your bed? And I was like, okay. And I've dated a handful of guys who speak in Old English, which is the worst turnoff in the whole. Do you hate that? When a guy's like, "Milady, what would you like to partake in for tonight?"
Good Chip Chipperson impression right there.
Oh.
I had one. I don't know if this exactly falls into Old English, but when we started to like hook up, he like whispered to himself, "Oh, brother." He said, "Oh, brother."
Ew.
Oh, brother. Was he Winnie the Pooh? Who the fuck?
Brother. Yes, he was so hot. But he was older. I was like 25 and he was like 37. So it was a big age difference. But still, 37 is like not an age where it's okay to say, "Oh, brother."
Was he saying it like, "Oh, brother"? Like
yeah.
he's
Like he couldn't believe. Yeah. God said like, "Oh, this is amazing. Okay, hang in there, guys."
Oh boy. Oh shucks.
This is you. It's not a dream. It's not a dream. Yeah. So this guy said, shall we move to your bedroom? And I was like, sure.
We shall.
Thou
yes,
move.
shall we?
Thou
and
move.
we shall. And don't let me forget the Old English guy.
Okay.
So we go to my bedroom, and all of a sudden he's like, "How would you like this?" And I remember thinking, "Oh no, not again, another freak," And I'm like, any way you'd like to give it to me?
What are the options?
Can I see a menu? It was very like a polite rapist. That's what it reminded me of. How would you like this? And I said, any way I can rest.
Sex.
So I was on my back, and he was up there, and
Oh my God, yeah.
and he kept saying, "Are you doing all right?" And I was just like, "Oh."
Oh, no.
And before we started, he goes, "I'm going to enter you now."
No.
Oh no.
He narrated the whole thing, and then it was so awkward and weird. And I'm thinking, is this how he always? Because he seemed very cool. Like if you saw him, you would think he was the coolest guy in school. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, "If you pull my hair, I'll come." And I was like pulling it. Like my life depended on it.
It was an ejection
yeah,
button.
Like I was trying to get Lurch on Adam's Family. And,
Oh my God.
and he did. He came. It was crazy. He's like, "I am now coming." And I was just like, "Oh, wow. This is so freakish."
I had to get a root canal, and my tooth got sometimes after a root canal it can have like a little infection, and my tooth like started hurting so bad, and I text this chick is like the best. She's a dental assistant, and she is like a fan of comedy, and she gets a bunch of comics like discounted dental work, which sounds really bad, but it's like a really nice place. Yeah. They have a massage guy there that massages you afterwards. I lost a bet that his real name was Peter. He's a Chinese man, and someone said clearly his name's not Peter. I was like, no, they tried to Americanize him. His name's Peter. And they're like, no, it's not. So I texted this girl. I was like, is his name Peter? And she goes, no fucking way. And I lost $100, but made it back in merch. And oh, dude, they gave me laughing gas, which I haven't like had. I'm 8 years sober, so I haven't even had shit. I've gone to the hospital. I'm like, no pain pills, no nothing. I've done everything without whatever. And I was like, look, like my teeth are so fucking sensitive. And they're like, all right, we'll inject you. They injected me, and I was like, I could still feel it. And they're like, okay, we'll give you some laughing gas. Didn't feel it. They're like, look, we're just gonna start. I'm like, all right, man. Like I don't feel the effects of this at all. So they start, and then all of a sudden Nirvana's on, and I go, and I go, what? And I go, Nirvana fucking rules. I put my thing back on. And then I was typing on my thing. Dude, these are the notes I wrote my dentist for him to stop working on my mouth and talk to me. Ready? Hold on. It is, woo. Hold on, where is it? No, not Cialis. Oh. Nirvana is the best. My font is big because I'm old. Communication is key.
You wrote that to the dentist?
Because he was like, wow, this is a good way to communicate. And I go, communication is key.
Do you know how much you must have been annoying him for him to have you write notes?
Oh, yeah.
You must have been trying to have a conversation the whole time.
Yeah.
You chatty cat.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got a problem.
That's my favorite part of the dentist is you don't have to speak.
I don't know.
You literally don't have to talk.
Still people in my life.
People keep sending you to the dentist. They're like, every week? Yeah, Ian's got to go again.
It doesn't make you a crazy person to think Bigfoot might exist. But the idea that the government would spend time being like, no one can know about this.
Yeah.
If Bigfoot was real, whoever was president at the time would be a pig in shit getting to come on TV and be like, you're not going to fucking believe what we just got here.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, though. They would be waiting. Yeah, there's no way Bigfoot's real. The government knows about it. And then any scandal that's happened hasn't immediately led to the president going, hey, Bigfoot's real.
Oh, by the way, we have a Bigfoot chained up in fucking Area 51.
Yeah.
If there was...
No, they would rent out a fucking nightclub like King Kong.
Bigfoot being real would be like one of the top 3 positive news stories you could possibly
there'd be
imagine.
nothing bad
Well,
about
especially,
it.
especially if he was like friend with a pig or something.
People would be just so happy that it was real. It would be like announcing that, like, oh, there's a 100% cure for AIDS, or you know that you know we just invented cold fusion and all gas is free now.
Yeah, free energy for the rest of the fucking
right. Like that's
time.
how amazing. Like it would
To bring it back to something earlier, underappreciated Keanu Reeves movie is Chain Reaction.
I love Chain Reaction.
I don't know that one.
Keanu Reeves discovers cold fusion.
Yeah. Also,
by shooting people.
Also, the movie The Saint.
Yeah, that was about the Saints. I'll kill him.
I remember The Saint was about that. Yeah. But no, the Bigfoot, yeah, like they would be the biggest thing ever that you'd just be like, you'd be waiting to get in trouble and you could just throw Bigfoot at the news and cover up any scandal. Like Trump would have released that 70 times. If that was something that was
he'd
even
be
possible.
he'd be like, it'd be the next thing would come up for Trump and he'd be like, Bigfoot's on my cabinet now. Turns out he's very smart.
Trump would have announced that Bigfoot was real after he got made fun of for lying about how many people were at his inauguration. That's how quickly.
Really love his hair color.
Yeah.
Great hair.
I actually, and this is a funny thing, in 2012, I was working on a cartoon where the villain was, it was a telepath, it was a Bigfoot. It was the same concept actually. It was a Bigfoot that was actually shaved, and it was Donald
love
Trump.
this concept.
Well, it was a Donald Trump allegory that he was actually a shaved Bigfoot, and he's like, he can read minds.
I love the idea of an Italian Bigfoot named Sal Squatch. I've always liked that idea.
That's fucking good.
Yeah.
That's good
'Cause
wordplay.
Italians are hairy and have to shave things that they don't
so much
normally want to.
Yeah, well, Leonardo was a key witness in the straw man trials. Have you heard of those? It was the story that's portrayed in the movie Casino. Sharon Stone.
The straw man trial?
No, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, the
Love
casino
that movie,
skimming
though.
trials. Casino.
Oh, the skin. Yeah. Love the movie.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the skim. That was big. And that was where Kansas City had a big involvement.
Kansas City,
with that.
Milwaukee, Cleveland, Chicago, and
Chicago,
Las
of course,
Vegas.
yeah.
They're pulling out. They're basically stealing from the casino. So when that came down, they dubbed it the Strawman trial, Strawman 1, Strawman 2. And Angelo Leonardo was a key prosecution witness. And then he testified in the big commission trial that came, maybe a couple years later, where the bosses of the New York mob families were put on trial.
Yeah, they just did a Netflix on that a few years ago. I think Francis is in it as well.
Really?
Yeah. I forget what it's called, but yeah, it's on Netflix.
Fear City? Not Fear City.
Fear City.
Fear City.
That's it.
Documentary.
Yeah. Fear City is what it's
Fear
called.
City
That's
was
the
very
commission
good.
trial.
It was very good.
Real good. Yes.
Yeah.
You need to take a break?
No.
All right, cool.
And then you mentioned the Senate Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. Angelo testified before them and laid out the whole history of the mob, like from when his father came here, the bosses, the different families, and there's a whole file on testimony that they used to educate. He educated the senators and investigators on just the whole layout of the whole La Cosa Nostra from the earliest days.
How strong was the mob in Cleveland? In New York, there, you couldn't get a garbage hauler without it being mob owned. There was the ports were mob owned. It's very famous that Roosevelt went to the mob during World War II and asked for help patrolling the
ports.
The ports, and when Rudy Giuliani helped get rid of the mob, he bragged that prices across the city went down 30% because there was they assumed 30% of all public services, the cost of all public services was being used as a kickback.
There was a time where I think they said $1 in $5 went to the mob
in New York. Yeah. And that, oddly enough, the infrastructure hasn't changed much. It just all goes to the government now.
To the government now. Yeah.
They got rid of the middleman, but the little guy is still paying the vig, just not to the same people.
Yeah.
Was it the same way in Cleveland?
Well, you were asking about the position, like how powerful they were. And I think going back to the 20s and 30s, they say they were third in power after New York and Chicago. And part of that had to do, like I said, their place geographically between the two cities. And Cleveland even had a spot, Cleveland and Chicago had a spot on the commission, the newly created Mafia Commission in New York. So they were powerful, but as the years went by, I think their power dwindled, their influence dwindled a little bit. Still pretty powerful through the 60s.
What led to the waning of their power?
I think it's said that a big part of it is the fact that the longtime mafia boss was not inducting new membership. So the membership was aging, and pretty soon the guys were all 60 and 70, and then they had guys that were in their 30s.
Well, the demographics of the town changed, I would imagine. Cleveland turned out to be a very Eastern European town over time, right?
Yeah, there were a lot of Eastern European.
Yeah, I mean, you're not inducting guys named Miocic into La Cosa Nostra, you know.
Well, you stopped having those if you were in the mob and you had a child and you had any sense, you had a son, you did not want him getting involved in that business. In some cases, these guys became attorneys. You're talking about attorneys. And in some of those cases, they would go on to defend their fathers or uncles maybe in these organized crime trials.
That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, especially you can see it from that position of like, yeah, my dad's wrong, but look at government does things wrong all the time, and sometimes these mob guys in the mob families really see government as bullies, really, that are, they do have that kind of romanticized Robin Hood aspect of, even like Sammy would say, I never hurt, I was a soldier in a war, I never hurt nobody that didn't have it coming. It's like, I wonder how everybody else living in the neighborhood felt. I didn't sign up to have this next door.
He was the greatest guy around.
He's the greatest guy around.
He was a good fella.
What about the murder? What murder?
What up, motherfuckers? It's the Real Ass Podcast.
When I was in the Philippines, I don't know, has anyone here ever been to the Philippines before?
Haven't had the pleasure.
So you have to dump water into the toilets there. And even like I stayed at a resort for a little bit. I was like, oh, maybe we'll have flushing toilets. No flushing toilets. Little spigot next to the toilet. No water in it. You shit. You fucking fill up the bucket.
Do they have
of
paper?
water.
Or do they have the watering can that the muzzies do?
No, there is toilet paper. Okay. There is toilet paper. But
I
you're not
only
supposed
learned
to
about
put
that
it-
as a grown-up.
Now, in some places
Cleaner.
I lived, there was like trenches on the side of the street, and this was like their plumbing system. So there'd be hard like piss and shit floating along the sides of the road.
Well, no,
I kissed the floor when I got back to America.
Well, I met an Irish girl, and she tells the story about how she was going through India, and they did the same thing where they have a trench, and it's like all the shit.
And you see children playing in
No,
it.
but she got so drunk she fell in. And she was just weird. She just started dating their boyfriend, and he had to hose her off. I think they ended up getting married, though. That's real love.
I mean,
fucking
that's love, yeah,
hoses
if you
the
hose-
shit off
yeah,
you.
for
But yeah,
sure.
she said head to toe drenched in shit.
In Indian shit.
Yeah, but,
dude,
Fucking
spicy.
Naan.
And of course, it'd be like a drunk Irish woman who'd fucking fall into the...
Yeah, bodily fluids, puke, any of this. The squat toilets, which travelers often expect in Asian countries.
So this is the healthiest way to go to the bathroom, though, to squat like that. It's actually good for your insides.
I can't get into a deep squat, so I would just end up spraying shit all over. My
I would wind up
ankles.
just sitting in that.
Yeah, just so you
I'm
know.
just sitting
Yeah,
in
I
my shit and
can't-
piss.
It
I'm
just
not-
shoots forward.
Dude, I
all over
can't.
your
My
back.
squat is so pathetic. Like I just go like down a little bit. Like, can you do a deep squat? You can. You do some physical
Yeah,
training
yeah, I
shit,
can.
right?
I
Can you do a
can,
deep
yeah.
squat, Katie?
I don't know.
So the way around that, Lewis?
Katie, go into deep squat. Can we see it?
Okay.
It's gonna be weirdly sexual, probably.
I'm not gonna meet. What's a deep? You show me what a deep squat is.
Deep squat. Let's see.
It's like shoulders back.
Katie, get on camera. Get the boys. Let the boys see it.
Okay, let's.
What are we doing?
Let's show the boys.
Let's see.
Don't be afraid to
Deep
widen
squat,
your
all the way
leg.
down, all the way down. We're deep. There we go.
That's not bad.
You're pooping.
Now shit.
Yeah. Your form's a little,
I did just have dairy.
your form's a little rough, but.
Oh, thanks.
But the way around spraying shit all over your pants would be to take the pants and boxers completely off.
I tweeted this recently, and people were like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?" And I was like, I think that the design for the automatic flushing toilets it's like there's a design flaw, and maybe it's just me. So what I do if I take a shit in a public toilet, and it has a thing where it has a sensor where essentially when you move away, it'll automatically flush, right? What I do is I wipe, I do it at my business. I turn around and I look at my work.
Yeah.
Every time I look and see, make sure I'm not fucking bleeding. I got to look at the poop chart.
Yeah.
I got to make sure that it's all good, right?
Yeah.
And then while I don't turn around again. What I do is I will bend down and pick up my pants.
Right.
Very often,
It flushes
it'll
sprays in your
flush
face.
right in my face.
And you get hit with some spray?
And I get a little spray on my lip, on my eye. And it happens. I mean, it's happened 1,000 times to me.
Right.
It happens so often, and I never remember to not do
The
it.
water pressure on things is crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
dude.
It's
and
fucking nuts.
And people are like, dude, what the fuck is why are you picking your pants up that way? But does that happen to anybody else?
It's happened to
The
me
water's
before. Yeah.
higher here too in the toilet bowls.
Yeah.
So we don't have automatic flushing in Ireland, and the water's not that high.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Zach Amico's Midnight Spook Show.
All right, we're far enough into the episode I can talk about this. So I'm trying to figure out how much trouble I'm going to be when I get home today. I do pro wrestling managing.
Yeah.
And I promised my wife I'd stop doing dumb shit. And yesterday I took a bunch of barbecue skewers to the forehead.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, A, how long it's going to take her to notice, and B, how bad she's going to be. Can you guys tell me if this looks bad?
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Not awful, right?
It's all also pretty centralized there.
Yeah,
It's not like it's random. That's not bad. You can survive that. You'll be all right. You think you're worried about scarring at all?
No, I mean, my fucking head's all fucking wrecked.
All right, you're okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, my buddy showed up. We were going to do the spot, and then he bought the bar. I was like, go buy barbecue skewers. He's like, do you want to do them? And I'm like, I did tell you to go buy them. Yeah, I guess. And I was like, are you going to do them? He goes, yeah. I went, well, I fucking can't tell you to do it if I won't do it now.
Wow.
But yeah, he put them up against my head and then banged them in and then
So
let
were
go.
they protruding?
Yeah, I'll show you after the show.
Wow.
So basically, he bangs them in and then you let go and they bloom. Because they're
I
in
see.
the tight
Okay.
thing.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, we did a wrestling show. Sega, Chris from Brooklyn from High Society Radio, and I put on a little wrestling show last. Chris ran it. I was just there.
Nice.
And the first match, I think, was trying a little too hard to impress everybody. And this guy did not know what he was doing, and he cut himself real bad. And the owner of the bar was flipping his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they almost canceled the whole thing. It was fucking gross. And it was for nothing. No one's gonna remember those guys. And literally the next match was I managed my friend against another one of my buddies, and we made the stipulation. Well, winner gets their dick sucked.
Wow. There
It
you
was
go.
my friend who's got a bisexual character.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll suck your dick. I was like, I'll fucking suck your dick right now. It really reset the room. Be like, oh, this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be horrifying.
I do miss the act of driving to a barbecue.
Uh-huh.
The whole get up, get fresh, get in the car, blast some music, you know what I mean, and ride to the thing, pull up, being seen, driving to
Yeah.
the barbecue. That doesn't exist in New York. In New York, it's I got off the train.
Nigga, it's a barbecue as soon as it get hot outside, because motherfuckers barbecue in a parking space out in New York.
Yeah. But that's just some dude cooking on the grill, man. There's a difference. That's another thing. There's a difference between a barbecue and some dude cooking on the
outside,
grill.
yeah.
That was a big problem in Philly. People would invite you, yo, you coming to my barbecue? And oh, yeah, sure. And you get dressed.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You your girl get dressed. You bring your girl, yo, come on, we going to this barbecue. And then when you get there, it's a couple dudes playing Madden while, it's a Foreman grill slowly cooking one burger at a time.
One
And you're
burger
like,
at a time.
hey, man, this ain't no barbecue, man. Why you tell me about this shit? You know what I mean? They be like, oh, don't worry about it. The loud coming later.
The loud coming later. You need to have the loud now.
See,
you
you
need to
guys-
have the loud now. There's
You
not
guys-
enough meat. There's not enough food here for distraction.
Yeah, go ahead, T.
We got to do it like Puerto Ricans. My mother would have been up last night making rice, potato salad, macaroni salad, a bunch of shit that's not a barbecue food.
Yeah.
And then right now would be cooking the chicken and the burgers while you're eating just heavy rice, heavy
Well,
potatoes.
in Spanish culture, you just bring 1 gallon of water. Like, where
It's
in
fucked up.
Spanish-
I bought the chips and the guac
Okay,
too.
cool. All right.
Damn.
Okay. Because I drink special. I got to go to the store. I need to color this shit up. At a black barbecue, there's sugar everywhere. Where the fuck, man? I hate this healthy shit.
Okay, that's another thing that I hate that happens.
They
at
got
black
trash
barbecues.
cans full of soda.
No, hold on. Yeah, I hate that. I hate the massive amount of sodas, and I hate the inappropriate meals that black people bring to
Shasta!
barbecues.
Shasta!
I hate when black people bring macaroni and cheese
Come
to a
on.
barbecue.
Spaghetti-
No.
spaghetti salad.
Spaghetti?
Only
No.
niggas made up
No.
spaghetti salad.
No. I hate that. And I hate when they try to bring like yams. Like no, I get it. It's summer Thanksgiving, but it's not. Like it's outside
and
for
summer
a reason.
Thanksgiving, you cannot have winter Thanksgiving food. Fuck that. It's too hot. I don't want to sit already hot eating hot ass mac and cheese. It's cold plates.
I personally feel this way though. I do feel with barbecue, everything should be prepared outside. If it's not cooked outside, whatever comes from inside is supposed to be cold.
Okay.
So ain't no reason to turn the oven on. Like the whole purpose.
Well, I gotta saute these shrimps because I don't know if I'm gonna saute them on the grill. So I'm gonna have to. put
No,
the,
see, that's not barbecuing. You supposed to
All
figure
right,
it all
I'll
out. I mean,
saute
look, you
my
do what you
shrimps.
want to do. Look, this
No, I
ain't a
got
barbecue.
I got wings.
This ain't
in
a
there
barbecue.
marinating.
This
We
some
gonna
nigga cooking
barbecue.
on the grill.
Hey, that's just, it's a gated. This a gated area. This shit fancy. This shit fancy. I don't know what you got. I got my summer Timbs on. Come on.
You wear Timbs to a barbecue.
Hey,
No one wears Timbs to a barbecue.
I thought I had the grill, and Pac took it because usually when I grill, I wear my boots. But you know,
Boots to grill?
Yeah, man.
Explain.
Cause I got to go hard and make all the good meats.
Jesus Christ.
I got
grill
to
and
splatter
flip-flops. Well,
I
not
got
really.
to splatter barbecue sauce on these chickens. You got to understand that's real work. That's man
Okay.
work. Well, you got to
Okay.
spread that sauce on them chickens.
See-
Speaking of which, try the goddamn chicken. I marinated it in buttermilk.
Okay.
It's good.
Yeah.
That shit is a fun
Let
time.
me know
right
when
there.
that's done. I'll get a piece of that
That's-
too.
It's over there.
Yeah.